That's right. It's time for In the Garden with Master Gardener Kellyanne Baldwin, taking your calls about anything related to anything you can grow in the ground around your house and plants in the ground, bushes, trees, shrubs, grass, flowers, anything. She's here to answer your calls at 622-9622. Kellyanne, missed you last week, but you're back. You're back, and better than ever.
I'm back better than ever. Yeah, not dizzy anymore.
And got the Christmas hat on.
And got my Christmas hat on. Got to get in the spirit. You know,
gotta get in the spirit.
It's winter solstice today.
Today is winter solstice.
Today's the first day of winter.
We're tilted as far away from the sun as the northern hemisphere can get.
That's it. And we're getting a much needed rain.
Daylight will be real short today.
Yeah, and if it comes out,
it was from 6 to 6:02.
There you go. If it'll actually come out today, but we need this rain so bad. And anybody who knows my prognostication, I don't think that thunder that we had last night actually counted because it's not solstice until I think it said 10:58 this morning.
Yeah, it'll be right 2 minutes before the show ends when we switch
actually,
over.
Yeah, or the 1 hour after 10:58.
Right, we get off the air at 11.
10.
No, I get off the air at 11.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
2 minutes before the show ends. It's 58 minutes after your show ends.
Right. There we go. But so last night's thunder I do not think counts as first thunderstorm of
winter.
the three in order to bring spring.
Right.
That's my prognostication. I don't know if you've ever heard of my
Yeah, but it's thunderstorming right now down in Fort Myers and everything.
Well, but it has to be in our area. Fort Myers they don't have winter.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah.
You're right. Well,
and actually for them maybe that would
work. I lived down there for 2.5 years. When it gets 50 degrees,
it's cold.
Oh, people are in parkas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you see, I have a long sleeve shirt. I'm wearing jeans, and I have a puffy vest on. So
I got on jeans.
Yeah, you have jeans on.
But I got the fan blowing on me.
And you got your flip flops. It's control. But no, with mine, if you're not familiar with it, or anybody else who's new to the area or to the program, we have the groundhog in February, but Punxsutawney Phil is in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania has nothing to do with Florida except for license plates at this time of year. Right. But for us, my prognostication has always been that after the first day of winter, we have 3 thunderstorms. So it has to have thunder in it. It's not just rain events, but 3 thunderstorms, and spring is on its way.
Right.
So it's, and so far so good it has been, and that it's ushering it in. Yeah.
That's why the storms were so intense out in Kentucky and everything. Yeah. Is because it's supposed to be cooler there now.
Right.
And it was 74 degrees that day.
And it's been warm. Right.
And then it hit the cold air.
That front came through.
Right.
And
when you have that kind of heat hitting that kind of cold,
it's
not
horrible.
Good.
Yeah, horrible.
I mean, that one hurricane stayed on the ground.
Oh, 200 miles
yeah,
or something?
200 some odd miles, and it was a mile wide.
Yeah, that was just, whew.
I mean,
God bless those people.
There was two. I saw a husband and a wife last night on the national news. They lived in a brick home. Ooh. A brick home that had rebar that went 4 feet tall into the walls of this brick home. Brick home was gone. The rebar was snapped off. And they had went, for some reason, in this nice brick home that you would think is strong and sturdy.
Right.
Something told the guy, we need to go to the church at the end of the street, because they lived right down in front of the church.
Right.
We need to go to the church and get in the basement.
Get in the basement of the church.
And they came out of the basement of the church, and their home was gone.
Everything's gone. Yeah.
And you would think that a brick home with
rebar
rebar
would be,
4 feet.
But you get,
You get a 195 mile an hour tornado coming through.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that.
And a lot of people say that a hurricane is the ocean's way of cleaning itself, that it turns the ocean from the top to the bottom and everything.
Okay.
I don't know the need for a tornado. I just
we don't need to. We don't need to take the earth and throw it in the air and scatter it about.
And it's just wind that it's clouds and wind that turbulence that come down and form a funnel cloud and come down to earth.
Right.
It's up there doing that.
Right.
It just goes vertical.
Yeah.
People think tornadoes aren't. almost every storm has those kind of things rolling in the clouds,
right?
Up, way up.
Just usually
It just
not,
doesn't go vertical.
Right. It's not right. It's not cloud to ground. And even like lightning. Lightning many times is cloud to cloud.
Right.
It sometimes comes cloud to ground.
And sometimes it goes ground to cloud.
Yeah.
It rebounds.
It goes back up.
Yeah. So this is the kind of rain, though, here.
Oh, wonderful. Soaking rain all night. Started yesterday evening at my house.
What time did it start at your house? Because it started, I guess, last night about 10 o'clock.
Oh, at my house, I actually started to have rain because I was going to go out and check my mailbox after dinner, and I went, oh, it's raining. I'll wait till morning. Being it's dark, I didn't feel like
and I live
sliding
north
around.
of town, so it started a little later for us.
Okay.
But when I came into work this morning, there's one road I take going towards West Anthony Road.
Okay.
Because I got to go towards
Yes.
West Anthony. There's one road I take that this morning, if I didn't have my bright lights on and wasn't paying attention, I'd have rode on my side of the street. I'd have probably stalled my car out. It rained so much over there.
Wow. And it's not like the ground is saturated.
Right.
It's just
this is a low spot in that road.
And heavy,
so it just
But I saw some puddling in my neighborhood. There's a low area, I call it the swamp, that kind of goes through the whole neighborhood. And there was some water starting to stand in the one area. Not a lot, but it'll probably once the rain stops, it'll probably be soaked in within a day or so.
This is like a soaker hose type rain.
Oh,
here,
it's a wonderful
where it's not
rain,
really hard.
No.
But it's steady.
Yes.
And it's accumulating.
Yes. And so, it's nourishing the plants, the trees.
It's not running off.
It's not doing a lot of runoff. Now, they are predicting some heavier rain, some gusty winds, so, caution with that. But the rain, our soil should be able to take it. This nice lighter rain is actually rinsing off the roadways, but still be careful because roads are slippery. There are some accumulations in different parts of the road. So.
And if you think the puddle's too deep, don't drive
through it. And really don't drive with your hazards on.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener, Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I call us the Christmas rain.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Carol Ann said earlier, this is our version of snow.
This is our version of Christmas snow, yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I had almost 2 inches in my gauge, and we're still getting a light rain, and they're calling for more rain most of the day, like you were talking. So
yeah,
I guess we hopefully may get another inch of rain out of it, but it's been a good, nice, steady rain, though.
It really has. It really has. This is much better for the lawn than turning on the sprinklers and that, just because it's rain, and rain is just nourishing. Hopefully this will keep everybody from needing to turn those sprinklers on again for another 10 days or so, 2 weeks. We're gonna, this is our, and I think you were even talking with Galen that this would have been, or that he was even related that we have that period where it's the rain and then a little bit of a warm up usually right here before Christmas. But this is our winter storm or our Christmas storm. Keeps us going on that.
Certainly. Hey, thanks for the call, Hugh.
Okay, thank you. By the way, have a nice Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you as well.
Best thing in the world happened for me yesterday, for my lawn yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday was lawn day.
So it got
they
mowed
showed
over.
up yesterday. They mowed
shredded up
it.
all
they
the leaves.
shredded up all the leaves and everything. They rode over it twice. The leaves were heavy, so they rode over it and cut it twice.
Yeah.
And then the rain came in and washed all that right down into the ground.
So nothing
everything.
was settled. Yeah, there you go.
And it's new cut grass, so it's gonna.
Just
and now when it warms back up,
it's gonna be should be
at the end of this week it'll warm back up.
Yeah.
It probably won't jump very far.
No.
But it'll be very healthy for the grass.
It'll be much happier. Yeah.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener, Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I have a question about putting down turf builder on the grass. Is there any time? Can you put it down all year long, or
no?
Is there a certain spot you have to stop?
Yeah. We don't fertilize from about. I say the last fertilization on any given calendar year is sometime in October, and then we don't pick it back up until mid to the end of March.
Okay, because I've seen several houses around that do them, and their grass is super green right now. But
yeah, wait till we have a good frost. Yeah, wait till we have a good frost, January, February, and you'll see where they actually get some damage to their
Unless
lawn.
they threw ryegrass out.
Well, yeah, ryegrass is grown, but they still didn't need to fertilize that
Right,
ryegrass.
but if they threw ryegrass out, it could make
It's
a very
gonna make
green
a
lawn.
very green lawn. Yes.
Okay. And on the papayas, I had about 30 red lady papayas on.
Okay.
And the 2 of them already ripened.
Okay.
A quarter of the way, and I pick them off. But I've been picking them off and putting them in a bag with a banana.
Okay.
And the one ripened up like that.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Because we're getting ready. If you've got fruit like that, we haven't had that serious cold to knock those trees back or anything. So hopefully they'll get more ripened before we do. But yeah, that's an easy way to if you have to pick them early, they'll probably sit on the counter. By themselves, and hold, and as you're going, okay, I've got one papaya getting ripe. I'll put the next one in a bag in 2 or 3 days and ripen them. Just so that'll get them all ripe and do dehydrated papaya, and things like that.
yeah, so I'm having fun with them anyway.
Oh, sure, enjoy them. Yeah, because those will, and if you have any small ones or whatever, or if you want to start again from seed, there's a good chance that this winter those papayas will be frozen all the way back. I've seen people try to do the thing of when it does, cutting it off, cutting a 2-liter soda bottle and putting that over the cut part to keep it from getting rain in there and that, and just trying to keep that bottom warmer and see if it comes back from that.
Yeah, I usually buy one that's maybe 2 or 3 feet tall.
Okay.
And
keep it through the winter. Yeah.
Keep it through and plant it in April.
Right.
And that's what I did with this one. It's
Oh,
going
okay.
great.
Fantastic. Sounds like you got the way to go.
Okay, I want to thank you very much, and you all have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Papaya trees.
Yeah.
Are they something that once they're in the ground, they will produce year after year after year?
They usually get frozen every year, but they will produce in 1 year.
So when you say they usually get frozen, is there no protection you can do to keep them?
Not really. No, because they truly are tropical. But like he said, you can buy one and buy it late in the season, keep it in a pot, and then in the spring, once all danger of frost is past, put it in the ground and get fruit.
Really?
That same year.
No, but you couldn't wrap it in
You
blankets
could-
with
you
a
could
light with it and
probably-
everything.
You could probably try, but like I said, if the top gets froze off, I've seen people do, and I think they've had some success. When it gets frozen, cutting it off at a height that you can take care of, cutting off a 2-liter soda bottle or say a milk carton or something that's going to fit over top of that. They keep rain and things from getting in there, and then protecting that bottom, and that they will sprout back up.
Okay, so
Pretty
it's
much
a fast
from the.
grow-
It's a
very fast.
fast growing, fast fruiting, fast maturing tree. You're just hoping to get the fruit mature and
'Cause I
ripe
love
before
papaya.
it gets cold. Again, that's our with our shorter growing season than South Florida would be, or any of the Caribbean islands that that they can grow, and you're not worried about it getting cold. That the fruit takes a long time to mature.
Or just get you a big 50-gallon pot, put it in there,
and
move
roll
it in the
move it
into
into
the garage in
so
the
to
winter,
that,
and then
bring it back out.
then you got a
and I
tree.
was gonna say, I think the red ladies are small enough that you might be able to do that, because papaya trees can get pretty big. Yeah, the regular, they say the orange or regular papaya, but the ones you find usually, I think, at the stores that you're going to buy a papaya tree are going to be the dwarf.
What happened to the phenomenon that was greenhouses? Because I remember when I was a younger kid, one of my grandma's favorite things that she built when she moved down here at all, she had a greenhouse built.
Most
so
of
that
the time,
she
you
could-
need a shade house
Well,
for us. Yeah.
Well, this was before she moved to South Florida. She was living in
Okay.
Jacksonville,
Okay.
and she had a greenhouse built, and she loved that greenhouse.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was 24 by 12. It was a big old greenhouse.
that is big.
Yeah, and it was just a green. It looked like
Okay,
roofing
the green,
panels.
right? The corrugated,
Yeah,
the
the
corrugated plastic.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think certain subdivision, when the subdivision
HOAs got involved.
HOAs got involved, those sort of went away. I think a lot of people stopped those home gardens.
Because you could make a greenhouse tropical.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Even here, it can stay tropical.
Oh, yeah, definitely it can. Your biggest problem with that is actually some of our colder nights in the wintertime. And like I had happen, I didn't have a lot of orchids. I had a few, and I stuck them in my greenhouse, had a little heater in there, but that was like one of those winters where we had a couple of those 19-degree nights. And the house still had fuses. The one fuse that went out in the middle of the night
was running the space
one,
heater.
was running the space heater out there. So
yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I would watch my uncles get on they would get on ladders on the greenhouse. They would literally put like old wool army blankets on the roof.
Or the big packing blankets
they would
and
put
things
on
that.
the roof.
Yeah.
And then she would run 2 space heaters
inside,
in there.
Yeah.
And you'd go in that greenhouse. It was warm.
Yeah. Well, that was I had one for a couple of years, and it was my escape. It wasn't huge, but that was my escape. I'd get up
You
on
were out there doing bonsai trees.
I'd get up on a Sunday morning and grab my cup of tea and go and put the radio on. I could turn the fan on in there and just chill.
People leave you alone.
It just shut the door.
It was your master gardener cave.
That was my girl cave. That was my green cave. Yeah, that kind
it was
of
your
thing.
she shed.
That was my she shed. Exactly. Yep. Everybody needs one. Oh, I did one of those predictive text
right
deals this morning, and it was like Santa stuffed my stocking with, and my predictive text was with my plants in the house.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we think there's not an obsession or anything.
You know, I found out that doing those predictive text things that I live a boring life.
Most of the time I do too, but that one actually worked out. It was, my other ones was, because I went to work and I was
like this
wow.
one, the one that's popular right now is if you had whatever was the last thing you had to drink, so think you got to drink all of your life.
Oh
now.
yes.
What was it? Mine's always water.
Mine, water, yeah. Yeah, what was the last thing? Yeah, so you don't answer those either in the morning or right after lunch. If you answer it after dinner, maybe you got something better. Or,
no, not with my health issues.
Yeah,
not
water. Now. Yeah, it's water.
It's been water.
Yeah, flush out.
Water. So, with this kind of rain, though, with the grass getting this kind of good soaking, if it does warm up a little bit, you can expect the grass to grow a little bit. A little
bit. It is still. I mean,
because it hasn't went dormant yet.
Right, and we go into a semi-dormancy, but the more dormancy will begin to happen next month. That January and February that's when our winter occurs. That there's 6 to 8 weeks.
February's the worst.
That is usually our worst month of the year. Sometimes it lingers into the first part of March. But usually we have that 6 to 8 week period that really knocks us. It takes the lawn back down to brown. That's why we don't fertilize now. Is that we have been warm. Yes, we have, but the grass truly is resting. The days are long. The days are short. The nights are long.
Right.
Humidity is down. Temperatures, though, yes, we have been in the mid 80s. The night times have been in the low 60s.
Right.
Last night it was gorgeous sleeping weather.
Last night it was like 55.
Yeah, it was kind of cold. I had to close the windows. So we're not getting the rain. So this is why we don't fertilize our lawns. It's not actively growing. Same here as anywhere else in the country. It's wintertime. It's fall and winter. You don't fertilize your lawn. The
northern hemisphere is in winter.
Is in wintertime. It's time to let that turf and our shrubs and things like that rest. We'll pick that back up mid to the end of March. And the reason I say mid to end of March is that's when it begins to gradually warming. The nighttime temperatures are warming. The days are getting longer. The grass is actually coming up out of the wintertime on its own. You want it to begin to green up by itself. I mean, I'm looking out here across, the grounds here at the airport, and that's brown.
Yeah.
That's wintertime brown because it's not an irrigated area. This is what turf does. this, we'll see next week whether or not that greens up a little bit. But I have a
It'll
feeling
probably-
what we'll see might be the weeds that are growing in there.
Because weeds grow year round.
Yes, weeds will grow year round, and they'll turn a little brown. They'll get a little sad too.
And that's what I noticed in my yard is, and I don't know what kind of weed it is, but it looks like it's a fat leaf that's got like little spikes on the end of it. It grows close to the ground. It almost looks like big long cabbage leaves.
Okay,
and it grows on the ground.
Probably a thistle or something.
It was
like
a
that.
thistle or something like
yeah.
that. And yesterday when they come to cut, because we're down to every 2 weeks now.
Right.
Our lawn guy
that's all
comes
it
every
needs,
2 weeks,
yeah.
not
That's
once
all
a
it
week.
needs, yeah.
And when he came in, there were large patches of that thistle-looking weed. Now, when he cuts it and it cuts the top off of it and all, it blends in if you look at it from a long way away.
From 30-mile-an-hour lawn.
Right. But it looks nice, but it's right now, especially my backyard, is mostly weeds.
Right. But that's where the dogs get to run and that, yeah.
But they're still growing green and everything.
Right.
Because it's still weeds, and weeds grow regardless.
Weeds grow. We have cool season weeds and warm season weeds, so they just change out. I mean, something like the thistle, though, I might, if it were my yard, I'd probably think about getting out there with a little the weeder tool or something like that.
Get rid of those.
Getting rid of those. Or if you wanted to do it the easy way, is you run out there with the weed and grass killer and quick little spritz, but you need to do that on a warmer day, a sunny day. That's the only way those things work. Today's not a good day to do anything.
Because I knew the rain was coming today. I knew I'd watch weather. After they cut the grass yesterday, along the electric fence, because they get in there with a weed eater, but they don't get it perfectly.
Yeah, they can't get,
So I like to about once every 12 weeks, I go in there with the Roundup. And just down the electric fence. To keep the grass from growing in that area.
In that spot,
And it needs to be done because they're starting to have to weed eat the weeds that are growing up there now.
Right.
But I couldn't do it yesterday because I knew it was going to rain.
Yeah. So and it's ineffective. And yesterday was kind of overcast all day. And those kind of products work best when you've got sunshine and warm weather. And same thing with your lawn control. When you read the labels on those packages, they will tell you the optimum temperatures are over 60 and below 85 degrees. And normally applying it on a little bit of an overcast morning when you're going to get some sunshine later on in the day, that's fine, and but not when it's going to rain. Same thing with insecticides, fungicides, fertilizers. We don't put them down when it's going to rain within 24 hours.
You bring up a good point about insects, and we got about a minute and a half to go, so we're not going to be able to get into it. I'll do it after the break. But I've noticed more insects in certain areas and a certain type of insect. And I'm wondering if it's because it was dry, if it's because it's wintertime, what it is. I'll ask you about that coming up next. Now, if you want to be a part of the program, you can do so. All you got to do is reach out at 622-9622 to talk to Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She is versed in anything that grows in the ground, grows in pots, hydroponic. She knows it all. She hydroponic from when she was in college, but that's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. But she is at 622-9622. She's taking your calls, getting you ready for the Christmas day. Look, if you're having problems with your Christmas cactus because it was a good idea to buy, but you don't know how to take care of it, she can give you a pointer. Your poinsettia, if it's drooping a little bit, she can probably diagnose why it's drooping a little bit. Get all the advice you need right in time for Christmas. 622-9622 is the number to call. We're going to take a break. We'll be back more with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin after this short time out. You're listening to Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.